Till now we were discussing about acids and bases. Now the last portion of our chapter, that is salt. We are going to discuss the common salts which we use in our day-to-day life. And we know when acid and base combine together, salt is formed, isn't it? So the salt, again I have told you, some of the salt it may be mild acidic rain salt, some of the salt will be having mild basic characteristics because of the combination of weak acid and strong base, like that and all. Okay, so that we have discussed. Now we will be discussing the main common salts which we use in our day-to-day life. They are sodium chloride, we have discussed before itself. Then it is sodium hydroxide, bleaching powder, baking soda and washing soda. Sodium hydroxide, bleaching powder, baking soda and washing soda. Okay, so the sodium hydroxide, it is NaOH, sodium hydroxide. Okay, so we have to study the properties and uses of sodium hydroxide. The properties and uses of sodium hydroxide should be studied. Okay, so first of all, let us study the the preparation. Okay, the preparation also is required. So the preparation of sodium hydroxide, this sodium chloride, the common salt, when it is dissolved in water, that solution is called brine solution. Sodium chloride, when it is dissolved in water, we will call it as brine solution. Okay, so this brine solution, when electricity is passed into the brine solution, when electricity is passed, this sodium will combine with the hydroxide ions in water and we will get sodium hydroxide, which is an alkali, base. Okay, base or alkali. Okay, mild base it is, mild base, alkali. The base which is dissolving in water, they are called alkali. Okay, so it's a mild base. Okay, then chlorine gas is produced and hydrogen gas is produced. When electricity is passed through brine solution, sodium gas is produced as well as chlorine gas is produced. Clear? Okay, so alkali is produced, chlorine gas is produced, hydrogen gas is produced when the chlorine, sodium chloride solution, that is brine solution, is passed electricity into it. Okay, so this process is called chlor-alkali process. This process is called chlor-alkali process. This production of sodium hydroxide is called chlor-alkali process because of the products formed, a chlorine gas as well as an alkali which is sodium hydroxide. Clear? The preparation is clear? Okay, then that is about sodium hydroxide. That's about sodium hydroxide. Okay, NaOH into the sodium chloride solution, that is brine solution, we are undergoing chlor-alkali process, that is electricity is passed into this brine solution, sodium hydroxide is produced with the evolution of chlorine and hydrogen gas. Now comes bleaching powder. It's very famous, it's very we are using it in our day-to-day life for cleaning purposes. We are using it in well and all, and also for in order to make the surfaces rough, with the slippery surfaces rough and all, we will be using bleaching powder. What is the chemical formula of bleaching powder? The chemical formula of bleaching powder is CaOCl2, calcium oxychloride, CaOCl2. How it is produced? Okay, into calcium hydroxide, into slaked lime, into calcium hydroxide, the product of chlor-alkali process, the chlorine gas, we are passing that chlorine gas into this calcium hydroxide, slaked lime. Into the slaked lime, if we pass on the chlorine gas which is produced in the production of sodium hydroxide, the chlor-alkali process, we will get calcium oxychloride. We will get calcium oxychloride. Okay, so from the chlor-alkali process, the chlorine gas produced or evolved is passed into slaked lime. We will get chlor-alkali process. Sorry, we will get calcium oxychloride, which is bleaching powder. Is that clear? I hope it's clear. Okay, so the uses I have told you, and you can find out more uses of bleaching powder also. Clear? Okay. Now, also the bleaching powder is used as oxidizing agent as well as what for disinfecting this drinking water, etc. The bleaching powder is used, you know it. Okay, you can find out more uses of bleaching powder. The next one, it is baking soda, which we use for cooking. The baking soda which we use for cooking. For when we are putting baking soda into it, the cake will become plummy. The cake will be rising, it will become soft, isn't it? They will rise up. Okay, the dosa, the idli, etc. The dough will be what when we are cooking it, they will be rising up, they will be becoming spongy. Why? How? That's the part played by baking soda, and how it is playing, that we will discuss. So, before that, the baking soda is prepared by sodium chloride. So, one important thing, this sodium chloride is very essential for the preparation of all the other common salts. That is what we are going to understand from this, because in what the first one which we discussed, what was it? The bleaching powder as well as sodium hydroxide. Sodium hydroxide was produced by the sodium chloride solution, brine solution. From there we got chlorine gas, which is used for producing bleaching powder. So, then also it is directly linked with the sodium chloride. Now, the baking soda, it is directly connected with whom? The sodium chloride itself. So, for the three preparations we had what? Sodium chloride. Okay, and then the next preparation, washing soda also sodium chloride is required, that we will understand, because washing soda is prepared from baking soda. So, for baking soda if sodium chloride is required, then for washing soda it is made from baking soda, then it is again connected with the, or it is again indebted to sodium chloride, isn't it? So, sodium chloride is very important. So, this sodium chloride, when it is reacting with water and carbon dioxide and ammonia, we will get ammonium chloride plus sodium hydrogen carbonate, and this sodium hydrogen carbonate is the baking soda. The sodium hydrogen carbonate is the baking soda. Is that clear? Is that clear? Okay? Okay. So, this sodium hydrogen chloride, how sodium hydrogen carbonate, how it is, it means what, playing the part in making the cakes or the dosa or idli, what, softer. So, that is what. When we take sodium hydrogen carbonate and if we heat it, what will happen is, they will be dissociated into Na2CO3, they will be dissociated into Na2CO3 plus CO2 plus H2O. This water vapors will be there and this carbon dioxide gas will be evolved out, and remaining sodium carbonate will also be there, Na2CO3, sodium carbonate. Okay, so this carbon dioxide gas produced, this is the major part. He is the one who is making the cake softer. Okay, spongy. Who? Carbon dioxide gas. How? Listen, you might have, okay, so here. So, the preparation is clear. From sodium chloride, adding water, carbon dioxide and ammonia into the sodium chloride, they will be producing ammonium chloride and sodium hydrogen carbonate, and that sodium hydrogen carbonate is baking soda. If it is heated, it will be dissociating into decomposition reaction, single reactant into many products. Okay, so sodium carbonate, carbon dioxide gas and water vapors are present, and that carbon dioxide is important. Okay, how? So, listen. When your mother is making dosa, okay, the dosa, the fluff, it is being into the pan, she is pouring the dosa, okay, then there is baking powder in it, okay, or the cake, okay, we are preparing the cake, the raw material, and the cake is being into the utensil, we are pouring the cake's material, raw material, and we are heating it, isn't it, heating. So, inside the cake, who is present? This baking soda is present. Okay. So, now when it is heated, the baking soda will produce whom? The carbon dioxide. The carbon dioxide will be inside the utensil, inside the puff, and when the carbon dioxide gases evolved from heating the baking soda, it will try to move out of the puff, isn't it? It will try to move out. So how it will move out? It will make small tiny pores and it will move out because it cannot stay inside it. They are trying to get out of the thing. So out of the duff. So what will happen? They will be making small pores and they will come out. So the evolution of carbon dioxide gas will make tiny pores inside the cake and inside the dosa or the idlis. Okay, so those tiny pores are making the cakes what? Spongy or softer. Is that clear? So who is responsible? The carbon dioxide gas which is moving out from the cake, making tiny pores, that is important. That is what making the cake softer and spongy. Is that clear? Is that clear? Okay, so that is how baking soda is making the cakes and the dosa or the idlis, etc., the food items spongy or softer. So I hope it's clear. So the uses and all you know, the preparation is now clear and what is happening is also clear to you. Now comes washing soda, which we use for washing the clothes, cleaning, etc. So the washing soda is prepared from sodium carbonate. Where did you see the sodium carbonate? We have prepared sodium hydrogen carbonate from sodium chloride, and that sodium hydrogen carbonate, that is the the baking soda, when it was heated, we got sodium carbonate plus hydrogen water vapors plus carbon dioxide. So that sodium carbonate, when it is added with 10 molecules of water, the molecules of water will be present over the sodium carbonate compound. It will be present over the sodium carbonate molecules. 10 water molecules will be present on the on the sodium carbonate molecules, and this is what? Washing soda, Na2CO3 dot 10H2O. And this dot 10H2O, this is called water of crystallization. Water of crystallization. So what is water of crystallization? The number of water molecules present on one formula unit of any compound is called water of crystallization. The number of water molecules here, 10 water molecules are present over sodium carbonate molecule. 10 water molecules are present over the surface of sodium carbonate molecule. So the number of water molecules present over the surface of any compound, that is called water of crystallization. Okay, so I hope the production of washing soda is also clear to you. Is that clear? Okay, so the uses you find out. You can refer your textbook also, you can refer the internet, etc., and you can find out the uses of these common salts. And the last salt is plaster of Paris. The last salt is plaster of Paris. So this plaster of Paris, it is having the equation. The plaster of Paris is having the equation calcium sulfate dot half H2O. Calcium sulfate dot half H2O is the plaster of Paris equation. Okay, so for what we are using plaster of Paris? The plaster of Paris is used for making what? The statues and all. Okay, gypsum. How gypsum is formed? When plaster of Paris is mixed with water. When plaster of Paris is mixed with water, calcium sulfate dot 2H2O will be formed, and this is gypsum. You might have heard about gypsum board, which is used for the ceilings and all, for the separations and all. Okay, so this is calcium plaster of Paris. When it is reacting with or dissolved in water, we will get gypsum. Okay, and the other way, the calcium sulfate dot 2H2O, gypsum, when it is heated, the water vapors will be evaporated and we will get what? Plaster of Paris. In that way also we can discuss. Okay, so this is another salt which is what we are dealing with our day to day life. Okay, here also water of crystallization is there. Here half molecule of water is there. There two molecule of water is present as water of crystallization. Okay, so the uses of plaster of Paris also you can find out. Clear? Okay, so these are the uses. You can find it out as homework and you can write it in your notebook. Okay, write down as homework the uses of all these 5 types of common salts which you are dealing in our day to day life, and also understand and find means what, keep it in mind all the preparations. Everything is related in one way or the other with the sodium chloride salt. Okay, from sodium chloride they are derived or they are produced, prepared. Okay, so I hope this is also clear to you. So the acid and bases and salt, acid, bases and salt chapter is over. If you have any doubts, you can contact us. Okay, so don't worry, be prepared. Concept should be clear, then everything will be clear. For that, for chemistry, if you want to know the concepts, you have to understand the basics. So again I am telling you, understand the basics, study it, keep everything in your mind, connect everything together and study. Okay, stay safe. Thank you.